That's right, everyone. It's here. The Afro Matt Show. This ain't your grandma's podcast. They're putting chemicals in water that are turning the freaking frogs gay. Serious crap. I want to start off this podcast today by bringing up our sponsors, Colloidal Silver. No, but this is the Afro Matt Show. This is episode number 82. Episode 82, yes. That's a lot of episodes. Today we've got some jam-packed news. Got some sweet, spicy clips for you from the good old TikTok. And we are drinking on a Canada Dry Ginger Ale. Still waiting on them to sponsor me. I drink them almost every episode. I got hooked on ginger ale early. Something about flying and getting a ginger ale just feels more lavish than a Sprite. You know, it's like, it pretty much is a Sprite. It's almost identical in every way to a Sprite, except color. But the name ginger ale and the fact that it, you know, they don't sell it at a McDonald's. You can't get ginger ale at a McDonald's. So you're like, you know, I'm healthy right now. I'm a healthy boy. I'm so healthy. I'm having a ginger ale. I do enjoy a nice ginger ale. The date as of recording is August 16th. Flight log 107. Mission control. Major Tom. This is flight control to Major Tom. That's a throwback for all the oldies listening. Once again, this is the you can catch everything, all the updates, everything at theafromatshow.com. You know, actually, now that I realize it, you know, if you guys are listening, say 3 years in the future, I don't know who owns that URL. Like, that URL may just be bought by some Afghani, you know. Imagine they buy the URL, theafromatshow.com, and it becomes the major hub for, like, recruiting terrorists. And it sounds weird. It sounds weird for me, like, think about it, 5 years in the future, Afghanistan, for whatever reason, had to buy the afromatshow.com URL domain, and they are now using it to recruit new and interested young recruits. So, if that is the case, then I am still fully in support of it. If you guys want to join Afghanistan in their fight for freedom against oppression and kill all Catholic and non-believers, do it. Just do it. All right, I wanted to start off this episode with a couple clips. I wanted to bring the energy, bring it in with a couple. Do my faces? Okay. Wanted to bring it in with some good energy, so I'm gonna play this clip for you. I found this clip. It might be old. You may have already seen it, but who cares, right? So here we go. This, to preface, is from New York City. It's a PSA that played on television screens around New York City.
So there's been a nuclear attack. Don't ask me how or why, just know that the big one has hit, okay? So what do?
The big one.
There are 3 important steps that I want you to remember. Step 1, get inside fast. You, your friends, your family, get inside. And no, staying in the car is not an option. You need to get into a building and move away from the windows. Step 2, stay inside. Shut all doors and windows. Have a basement? Head there. If you don't have one, get as far into the middle of the building as possible. If you were outside after the blast, get clean immediately. Remove and bag all outer clothing to keep...
If you were outside during a nuclear blast, her next suggestion is to get clean and remove your clothing. I'm sorry to tell you this, but your skin in about 30 minutes, due to radiation burn, will be turning a shade of dark black. And after that, when your, organs start failing due to intense radiation poisoning, you will die with your skin rotting off your body. You are much, much, much better off being blown up, obliterated, vaporized within the blast zone. That being said, I don't know how much good being in the center of the room is. I think really what you should do is buy so when I don't want to get too sidetracked here, but there was a kid who built a nuclear reactor in his backyard. His name, if you want to look up more about him, he's like the nuclear scientist Boy Scout or something. It was like this Boy Scout who wanted to earn his nuclear radiation badge, and he built a nuclear reactor in his backyard with uranium that he collected from various objects, like at the time, clocks, like glow-in-the-dark clocks, stuff like that, all had weird uranium-235, stuff like that. And he used it to create intense amount of radiation inside of a dome that he built out of concrete. So apparently concrete cinder blocks, tin foil, and or maybe at that point it was lead foil, I'm not too sure, but he built a dome out of this stuff, and it was just bouncing around. It was so bad to the point when they found out what he was doing, he was so radioactive, and his whole house had to be extracted from the earth. Like the ground, the gravel, the dirt, the soil, 4 feet deep. His entire house had to be lifted, and I guess the government has it in some containment zone. But yeah, you're dealing with the silent killer, is radiation. But of course, that's not the funniest thing about this clip. The funniest thing about this clip is that it exists. Is that there is a PSA about what to do during a nuclear bomb drop on America. Let's continue.
Keep radioactive dust or ash away from your body. Step 3. Stay tuned. Follow media for more information. Don't forget to sign up.
I find it funny just thinking about you're just watching TikTok after a bomb dropped. What? They said stay tuned. I'm following the media. I'm scrolling on Twitter. Imagine being mad about something on Twitter after a bomb dropped. God, dude. It really puts into perspective, if they're in a time when there could be a bomb dropped at any moment. I'm not saying that it's now, because I don't really think it is now. Although Nancy Pelosi did drop 2 major bombs in Taiwan when she showed up, if you know what I mean. Boing, 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 boing. Bazoinga. But dude, this is this is degenerating. So in a time when a bomb could be dropped on you at any moment, it's interesting to see how meaningless a lot of stuff is. Your last tweet. Let me pull up my last tweet. Hashtag Helen Keller is fake. It's just interesting to think about your last thoughts. If your last thoughts were a tweet, what would they be? I think I'm okay with Helen Keller is fake. Hashtag Helen Keller is fake. If you guys want to tweet that out, tweet it at me and just type hashtag Helen Keller is fake, because Helen Keller truly is fake. I don't believe there's a person out there that could be blind and deaf and write a book. Helen Keller wrote a book. How do you write a book about darkness and no sound? most books, when they describe things, they describe it, the wind was rustling through the leaves and it was a brisk autumn day. I saw at the corner of my eye, I saw the glow of the sun peeking over the horizons. Hers is just black and deaf and silence. It's just darkness and silence. I don't believe someone can actually write a book and learn words and write words in English that have no meaning. It is such a foreign concept to me to try to understand. It's like trying to explain a new color, trying to think of a new color. But they're blind and deaf, and they're trying to form opinions. Can you even form an opinion about something? Someone has to tell you what's happening. First off, you have to understand what it means. Like, just imagine, like, why aren't there any more blind and deaf people that understand things? She couldn't have been the only blind and deaf person in the entire planet to exist and write a book. There's people without arms that write books. There's people that are without legs that run marathons. Like, stuff like this is possible, but you can't be blind and deaf and write a book. I just don't believe it. So I know she had, like, a girlfriend that, like, followed her around and, like made weird symbols in her hand. That is the biggest con game she's the biggest con woman of them all. There's no way you can convey any meaning to someone whose life has no frame of reference. I can understand if she had gone blind, like if at one point she could see, but she has been blind and deaf since birth. Trying to teach someone who's... I just don't believe it. I don't buy it. Hashtag Helen Keller is fake. I don't even know how we got off on this tangent. Anytime anyone mentions Helen Keller, I just go in because I don't believe it. Where are the new blind deaf people? Where are they? And plus, if you're blind and deaf, how do you learn to talk? How do you form words? You can't watch people and try to understand what the words sound like. You just talk like, oh, you literally form meaningless letters. Because you don't know what letters are. I don't believe it. Helen Keller cannot be real. I'm sorry. I think it's physically impossible to be blind and deaf and learn anything. Let's continue with this video.
For Notify NYC for official alerts and updates. And don't go outside until officials say it's safe. All right? You've got this.
What if the officials were the ones nuked? Thank you, nyc.gov/emergency management. Actually, I want to pull up that website. What is it? nyc.gov. NYC. Okay, so NYC. Let me pull up my keyboard here. And nyc.gov/emergency. What is it? Protocol? Emergency management. Let's see what type of good stuff they got on here for New York citizens. Oh, interesting. There's a new PSA that they just posted. See what this is. See what this is all about.
What a disaster. You're a disaster.
Okay, this has potential.
This is a disaster.
You can't be ready for every little disaster, but you can prepare for a big one. Make an emergency plan today.
Oh, it's just a nice little promo video. They're doing their job. COVID-19 type stuff. We got... I kind of want... Oh, they have a podcast. Prep Talk podcast. 2022 episode. Let's listen. Preparing for an Atlantic hurricane season. Strategic plan / talent retention and recruitment. Dude, they're on episode 82 right now. They just released episode 82 right now. I'm also on 82. I'm on the same schedule. Although they've only released like 15 episodes this whole... Guys, I release an episode every week. These people are lacking. Women in Public Service, Commissioner Zach Eiskell, Emergency Planet. Let me see this one. Let's listen to a little bit of this. This is the entire transcript. Dude, should I transcript my entire podcast and release them in bits? Shit. I think I could. I could probably hire some Filipino to listen to every podcast episode. I really don't use money, so the money I use is like to eat and to live, like in my house. Winters are no laughing matter. I kind of want to listen to a little bit of the podcast. Please excuse me, folks. Like, I get the full I don't know why I would ever want to listen to a full transcript or read a full transcript of anything, of any podcast ever. But yeah, I just thought I would start off the podcast on a little nuke. I really do hope that one day, maybe not in my lifetime, but in another lifetime, Japan hits us with the 1-2. They get us back in the end. I mean, they deserve it. They've put up big numbers recently. They've been putting up all-star numbers. They've got like all the best scientists, all the best technology after being nuked like 50 years ago. They've had the biggest comeback in the series. So, like, they went from an underdog to like climbing the ranks as like one of the biggest superpowers and exporter of goods like ever. Like, they build like all the technology and shit there. I know Japan struggles with software, but they're good at hardware. China, they have like massive amounts of factory. They have so many people there that they have people it's cheaper for them to use people than machines there, literally. We're at a major turning point where America is no longer the big daddy on the block. We're going to start having China's going to start making demands, It's just like the housing market in many ways. For instance, we are slowly transitioning to a buyer's market, which means that buyers make their demands, Sellers, as of late, have been able to, ask ridiculous prices for homes, and people will pay them. It won't be like that for long. And the same is true for America. We've been able to ask for crazy imports and tariffs and drop bombs and carpet bomb Iraq and blow up hospitals and, have our generals rape and pillage villages in Saudi Arabia, Afghanistan. We've done a lot of crazy shit. And that's just because we can get away with it. But we're not going to get away with it for much longer, boys. It was short-lived. It was fun while it lasted. We had some good times. We had a couple 9/11s. We had a couple shots pop off. But it will be China's ball game soon. And the real one, there's only one real person that really saw this coming, and that is John Cena, who's fluent, genuinely fluent, fully fluent in Mandarin Chinese. Need I remind you of the Bin Chilin video? If you don't know what that is, I'll I really go into these podcasts with like an idea of what I want to do, but they never. I start with one video and then I never get to anything else. But who cares? Bin Chilin. John Cena. Bing Chillin. Here it is. This is him eating Chinese food.
早上好，中国！现在我有冰淇淋，我很喜欢冰淇淋，但是《速度与激情9》比冰淇淋《速度与激情9》我最喜欢，所以现在是音乐时间，准备，1、2、3，2个礼拜以后，《速度与激情9》，2个礼拜以后，《速度与激情9》。2个礼拜以后，速度与激情9，不要忘记，不要错过去电影院看《速度与激情9》，因为非常好电影，动作非常好，差不多一样。冰淇淋，再见。早上好，中国！现在
I mean, it's wild. I mean, that is genuinely unnerving. And I'm not hating on the dude for knowing Mandarin Chinese, which, I mean, is a skill, right? I mean, he has a skill that not many people have. But it's just weird to hear John Cena, the wrestler, speak in full Mandarin Chinese to the the people of China, you know? Yeah, it's just weird. It's just weird. Like, just odd. All right, let's move on. I had this video brought to my attention. I just think that this is an interesting development in the game. I don't really keep up with the gamer world, but here we have an interesting development in the game world. So here we have a new trend where these mega gaming companies will create what they call compounds, where I guess people will play video games. And this is one where they decided to build a castle.
Like a concert house.
No. I'm talking about a castle.
Wow. It does look kind of shitty, though. A lot of this shit looks kind of shitty. But there was like an interesting part where, here it is.
In California, break this space in for us. She was in a video earlier, so be excited for when that video drops. It was a really good one.
Jesus.
Here we have a temple. This was imported straight from India. I really feel like this thing gives a lot of soul to this space. And when you walk through these doors, you are entering into a more chill.
Oh god, they just threw random shit together inside this place. And these places this one cost $10 million. There's one that they're building for $50 million.
Straight from India.
They imported a temple from India for their gaming lounge, for their $10 million gaming lounge. It's just weird. And I realize gaming is like a multi-billion-dollar company, or like multi-billion-dollar industry. It's just, I mean, yeah, more power to them, I guess. But let's continue. Let's see. Oh, this one's fun. So Ezra Miller, The Flash. Ezra Miller seems to have not been able to keep himself out of the headlines. He keeps on popping up on the Afro Match Show. Oh, I forgot to do the news intro. Don't I do a news thing? Is there a news? There's a news. Nope. Here we go. News. with Afro Matt. It's time. So Ezra Miller. Ezra Miller, you may know, famous for being the character The Flash from, I guess, the Batman or the Justice League. He's a little strange. He's come out as I guess a bisexual trans man or something like that. Like, he's very sexually ambiguous. He wears dresses, which, I mean, more power to ya, but I mean, he also just looks weird as in general, and by weird I mean definitely weird. Here we go. Let's see some of his. Okay, so he's an activist who stood up for victims of gender-based violence in indigenous communities. Instead, the 2020s ushered in a different kind of Ezra Miller, who would be caught on video physically attacking a fan at an Iceland bar, rumored to be leading a cult, accused of grooming an 18-year-old Sioux activist, among others. So, yeah, so this is a timeline of all of his, like, recent incidents. So here we go. April 1st, 2020. In a since-deleted tweet, a disturbing video alleges Miller choking a woman and throwing her to the ground in a Icelandic bar in Reykjavik, Iceland. Variety confirms that the altercation took place at a trendy bar, and employees identified Miller in the video, who they escorted off the premises. The 7-second clip made its rounds on Twitter on April 6th, and it shows a person saying, "Oh, you want to fight? That's what you want to do?" to the woman at the bar. She appears to be jokingly readying herself for a fight. The person, identified as Miller, then grabs the woman by the throat and throws her to the ground. "Whoa, bro," says the person filming the incident. "Bro." Oh, God. I just love the idea of seeing a woman choke slammed. Just, boom, choke slammed. You're just like, bro, dude, bro, chill. And not be like, holy shit, bro. Well, I mean, I guess that's the same thing. More. Yeah, I guess. No, that's the right reaction. Okay, so then we move into, so that was April 2020, April 1st of 2020. It's easy to say that it's been a rough quarantine for Ezra. January 28th, 2022, he deleted a video telling members of the North Carolina chapter of the Ku Klux Klan to kill themselves with their own guns, or else we'll do it for you if that's what you want. I played this on a previous podcast episode, so I won't play the video, but
I suggest just killing yourselves with
that's the best. I mean, that's the most important part. March 4th, 2022, we're coming pretty recently. One of his new films asking for it premieres. The revenge films tackles sexual assault and co-stars Ezra Miller, Vanessa Hudgens, Kiersey Clemens, and Alexandra Shipp. On April 20th, director allegedly punches trans comedian Grace Freud twice in the head. Jesus. March 27th, The Flash enters the Speed Force in the Snyder Cup. Okay. What? He wins the... Wait, what? The Flash enters the Speed Force in the Snyder Cup of the Justice League, wins Oscar's fan favorite moment. Damn. Okay, Miller arrested in Hawaii and charged with disorderly conduct for harassment of physical confrontation with patrons at a karaoke bar. Okay, this could be spicy. Maybe another chokeslam incident. Police allege that Miller became agitated while patrons began singing a karaoke rendition of "Shallow." Okay, now let's listen. Let's listen to that song real quick, just to put us in the mood. "Shallow," karaoke. So this is what's going on. Nope. Welcome to the Afro Matt Show. Okay, here we go. Does this get you pissed, Ezra? I think I remember this. This is from the Star. A Star Is Born. Tell me something, girl. Are you happy in this modern world? Or do you need more? So that's so that's what we're working with here. So that's playing in the background. Let's do this. So that's playing in the background, the karaoke version. Tell me something, girl. Are you happy in this modern world? Just to set the mood. This is what's going on in the background. Then we got Ezra. Miller became agitated while patrons began singing karaoke rendition of Shallow from A Star Is Born. They began yelling obscenities at the patrons and grabbing the microphone from the woman singing karaoke, and later lunged at a man playing darts, according to the police. The bar owner asked Miller to calm down several times to no avail. Police state Miller's $500 bail is paid by a couple they live with at a hotel or at a hostel. Per TMZ, a video circulates weeks later of the confrontation with police in Hawaii. Now let's go back here. Tell me something, boy. Aren't you trying to fill that void? Or do you need more? Ain't it hard keeping it so hardcore? I'm falling. In all the good times I find myself longing for change. This just turns into an entire karaoke podcast. Just do the whole song. So Ezra Miller obviously has anger issues. That song sets him off. Okay, the couple that lived with Ezra Miller at the hostel file a restraining order against the actor weeks later, actually 2 days after that. April 6, 2022, sources tell Rolling Stone that Warner Bros. And DC executives held an emergency impromptu meeting to discuss Miller's recent controversies and their future with the studio. According to knowledgeable sources, the consensus was to hit pause on any future projects involving Miller, including possible appearances in DC Extended Universe. They canceled the production of The Flash after frequent meltdowns. April 19th, 3 weeks after the March arrest, the actor again was taken into custody in Hawaii for allegedly throwing a chair which hit a woman at a private party, leaving a 26-year-old woman with a half-inch cut on her forehead. In a public statement from the Hawaii police, authorities say that Miller was arrested around 1:30 a.m. during a traffic stop and released from custody around 4 a.m., pending further investigation. And that brings us to... Oh, here's a clip.
All right. Hi, guys. Hi, folks. I've become aware that some people are saying that my statements were not written by me. I'd like to clarify.
Okay, so this is some... God, this is a lot. So June 8th, a lot of shit happened. The parents of an 18-year-old activist, Gibson Iron Eyes, that's a dope-ass name, Gibson Iron Eyes, who is non-binary, accused Miller of grooming their child. In court documents obtained by TMZ with the Standing Rock Sioux Tribal Court, Gibson's parents, attorney, and activist Chase Iron Eyes. Dude, Iron Eyes might be the coolest last name. Gibson Iron Eyes. Iron Eyes. Got metal in the dome. That's a dope ass name. Yeah, so Miller apparently groomed their child. Miller can no longer be in contact with the child or within 100 yards of their residence. Great. Gibson issued a statement. Whatever. July. Okay, so June 10th, Miller was yet to be served. Okay, well, June. Okay, put alleged victim of 12. Okay. Oh my God, there's just so much stuff. On Wednesday, June 15th, the child and their mother were granted a temporary harassment prevention order against Miller, claiming that the actor menaced the family on the evening of February 2nd at their neighbor's downstairs apartment and acted inappropriately towards the child. Holy shit. Dude, there might be a movie on Ezra Miller soon. I thought he was like a normal dude. He seemed so normal as the Flash. I guess that means he's a good actor. You know? Okay. June 30th, a woman identified as Nadia alleges that Miller harassed her in Germany. Dude, this guy's a global menace. This guy's round the globe menace. She and Miller had a consensual sexual encounter in 2020, and they were friends for 2 years before she invited her to Berlin apartment. She alleges that she was worried that the actor could somehow attack me physically. I wonder why. I wonder what gave off that impression. That just set them off. Oh, set them off. She's using appropriate. Dude, appropriate. The appropriate pronouns just make it more confusing, I'm going to be honest, when reading. I was somehow they were going to attack me. When you're talking about a single person, and then when you say that just set them off, it just sounds like you're talking about a lot of people. It sounds like you're talking about a crowd of people that you let in your room, and they will attack you. But in this case, you're talking about Ezra Miller, which in some cases he might just have multiple personalities. They may actually work. I asked them to leave about 20 times, maybe more. They started insulting me. I'm a transphobic piece of shit. I'm a Nazi. It became so stressful for me. She adds that Miller subsequently went around her house, touching everything and spreading tobacco leaves on the floor. Ezra seems like a cool dude. That brings us to August 15th. Miller issues a statement revealing that they are being treated for complex health issues after recently gone through a time of intense crisis. Miller also apologized to anyone who has been alarmed or upset by their past behaviors and commits to returning to a healthy, safe, and productive stage of life. Translation: The Flash press tour might be back on. Well, guys, if you were nervous that The Flash wasn't going to happen, it might be back on, because he's coming back to normal, baby. Sorry, let me fluff up this bean here. Okay, let's move on to the next news segment. Dude, Ezra Miller, that guy's wild. Dude, he seems just like a chill actor, dude. Okay, let's next news. News. We've got news. Next news is Live Golf. Do you like Saudi Arabians? Well, then you'll love Live Golf. Okay. So everyone knows the PGA Tour. PGA Tour is that is the Pro Golf Association. PGA is the main golf group. The Saudis, however you want to pronounce it, want to create their own golf organization. So they are paying large sums of money to bribe to pay people to leave the PGA Tour, professional golfers to leave the PGA Tour and transfer to their new golf called Live Golf. This has sparked some controversy, as some believe that the money that you get from, the Saudis is blood money. Now, the phrase blood money is thrown around a lot. What does blood money mean? Now, blood money can be... It's a broad term, but for the Saudis, it probably means the buying and selling of large amounts of weaponry and, dispersing that weaponry accordingly. If we were a Walmart, and so if America was a Walmart, and the one thing that we sold the most of was shotguns. Okay, so say we're okay. Here. Okay, this works. Okay, say we're a Walmart, and the one thing we always sell the most of are Hot Pockets. We cannot keep the Hot Pockets on the shelf. It's keeping us in business, baby. We always wanted to be Hot Pocket season. It's Hot Pocket season all the time. If it's not Hot Pocket season, we'll make it Hot Pocket season. We'll make it Hot Pocket season. We'll go to Hot Pocket for it. And we'll go to war to make it Hot Pocket season. Okay, so the one thing we can't get enough of, we can't keep on the shelves, seems to be all those Hot Pockets. And you know who keeps on buying all those Hot Pockets? We get these guys that come in 50 at a time. They're dressed in turbans, and they've got some cool... They always come in, they're dressed lavishly with lots of jewelry and diamonds and emeralds and gold. They've got peacocks. Sometimes they come in on elephants. And they take they buy all the Hot Pockets. So this Walmart that I run, we're the number one seller of Hot Pockets in the world. Okay? And who's our number one buyer? It's these guys. I don't know who they are, but they come in here and they buy. They don't even pay the prices on the tag. They literally just come in, buy all the Hot Pockets, and just give us massive amounts of money in gold. And we don't ask questions. I'm not in the business of asking questions. I'm in the business of selling goddamn Hot Pockets. And if I don't sell my goddamn Hot Pockets, hell, my whole business could go under. So we're going to keep on selling those Hot Pockets. Now, what do they do with those Hot Pockets? I don't care. Do they distribute those Hot Pockets to terrorists? Maybe. Do they use the Hot Pockets on their own civilians? Maybe. But, I mean, who cares, right? Hey, I just sell the Hot Pockets, right? But, so that's the situation we're dealing with here. Saudi Arabia are paying massive amounts of money to golfers for dude, imagine that email. You think it would be a scam. Like if you were the golfer, you're like, Saudi prince wants me to play golf in a Live Golf. Okay, I've seen this one before. They changed it from Nigerian prince to Saudi prince. I get it. Send us $5,000 in U.S. in Visa gift cards, and you'll be in the PGA Tour. But they've actually successfully already transferred over Phil Mickelson, who recently won a major tournament. A few other players, most notably, of course, Phil Mickelson. The interesting about Phil Mickelson is he's a horrible gambler. So he has a massive, crushing gambling addiction. So they just I guess they probably just said, hey, we'll pay your gambling. We'll pay your debts. And you can just, be gone. Like Squid Games. So Yeah, interesting. Saudis, the Saudi Arabian government. I guess Saudis in general are. Let's listen to this clip. See what's going on. See if there's any insight.
You are now effectively working as an extension of Saudi PR. You talked about how this series is a force for good, and the journey you've been told about Saudi Arabia is on. How is that journey helping the women oppressed in Saudi Arabia, the migrant groups, their rights violated, the LGBTQ individuals who are criminalised, the families of the 81 men who were executed in March, and those being bombed in Yemen?
Yeah, I mean, I wish I had the ability to be able to have that conversation with you. You know, I think as golfers, if we tried to cure, you know, geopolitical situations in every country in the world that we play golf in, we wouldn't play a lot of golf. It's a really hard question to answer. You know, we're just here to focus on the golf and kind of, you know, what it does globally for the role models that these guys are.
This guy took it for the money. You know, I can tell. Imagine that one guy who's just super happy that the Saudi. He's like, dude, I have been so intrigued by this live golf thing. I support everything you do. Yeah. Yemen, they need to be bombed. They should have been bombed long ago. You guys aren't bombing them enough. Just some golfer who's like completely for it. It's like, yeah, I love blood money. You guys have like emerald mines, right? You guys chop their hands off, something like that. It's fun. I love that. Love that. It's fun. It's a little fun. What's wrong with a little bit of fun? Speaking of a little fun, let's see this next news. I'm going to be honest. This next news, I don't know if it's real, but it's funny. The only thing I have to go off is... Sorry. I can't really stop it once it starts. It just kind of goes. Okay. So this next news part is... The only thing I have to go off of is an image. And that image was posted on Twitter. And they said, hey, look at this. This is messed up. And I will read what that message says. So here we go. Attention homeless. This is a letter distributed, I assume, amongst the street and the street rats out there. Tents and belongings on the sidewalks will be burned with gasoline and propane canisters. Residents that live in the area will not you to destroy our community any longer with your selfish. You have 7 days to comply. This is a serious warning to the homeless in the area. Leave now or suffer the consequences of your selfish addiction. Insight, the safe injection site, will be the first building to be burned down. If the homeless and addicted humans do not leave the area within the 7-day period. Last and final promise. So this might just be a crazy guy distributing them on a street because he's mad that there's homeless people there. He's going to go in and start burning up the... He's going to start cooking up the freaking homeless people. You know, if I was homeless, I'd be really scared right now because, you know, leading into a possible food crisis situation, you never want to be one of the easiest gotten humans. You know, you won't ever be scared that someone's going to get you and eat you, right? I'm going to cook you up in what Tim Dillon says, a big pot. He wants to put homeless people in a big pot. You put all the homeless people in a big pot and cook them, and you cook them in a stew because it's easier than building them a house. And it's easier than getting them what they need, right? Solves the homeless crisis. You can feed it to other people. The thing with homeless people is what I always find funny is that there are homeless people that are jealous of other homeless people for having bigger tents than them. That's just funny. It's like, dude, did you see fucking John, bro? John just upgraded his tent, bro. I'm so behind. I'm so behind, man. John always comes out on top. John always comes out on top. John just knows his way around a tent. He knows how to find those good tents. He knows how to cut himself a good deal. He's a salesman. He's a salesman at heart. He can sell the shoes right off your feet. He can buy that tent from you for 12 nickels and a cigarette. Let's move on to the TikToks. Do I have a TikTok? Producer, do I have a TikTok sound effect? Do I have a TikTok sound effect? Is this it? Dude, this sounds more like the news than anything. Oh, yeah, this is the TikTok one. TikTok time. We are getting into it today. We have TikTok time coming up crispy. I guess there is one more news segment here. Okay, white people, white teachers. Unfortunately, Minneapolis school district defends deal to lay off white teachers ahead of minority teachers. You may be asking yourself, is this not just racism? You would be right. Let's read more. Minneapolis Public Schools is defending its agreement with the teachers union to lay off white instructors instead of less senior minority faculty, saying the terms are needed to fix past discrimination. The district issued on Tuesday a statement after coming under criticism for language in its latest collective bargaining agreement that required schools to make a racial exception to the first in, last out seniority system of staffing. To remedy the continuing effects of past discrimination, Minneapolis Public School. Can we nuke Minneapolis? What the fuck is going on over there? Y'all have one George Floyd movement and you lose your mind. You lose your goddamn minds. Get it together over there. Someone needs to slap all of Minneapolis. Wake up. Smell the roses. Take a breather. It's not that serious. It's not that serious. Do you want to know how I got these scars? But yeah, no, seriously, what's going on over there? What the fuck is going on over there? To remedy the continuing effects of past discrimination, Minneapolis Public Schools and Minneapolis Federation of Teachers, MFT, mutually agreed to a contract language that aims to support the recruitment and retention of teachers from underrepresented groups as compared to the labor market and to the community served by the school district. Some legal experts are already arguing that race-based layoffs are blatantly unconstitutional. Oh, well, duh. Well, duh. The school district and the union should be on notice that what they've done is illegal and is going to be struck down. Okay? And frankly, it's such an easy thing for them to fix, although I'm not sure if there's any political will to do that. Oh, politician willing to do that? Oh, weird. I mean, hey, I hate white people as much as the next person. I hate myself. I have to hate myself. If I don't hate myself, then I'm a racist. But honestly, I kind of do hate white teachers. I feel like all my coolest teachers in the past, although a few of them have been pretty cool and have been pretty white, I'd say the coolest teacher I've ever had was well, no, they were white. You know, now that I think about it, I don't think I've ever had a non-white teacher. Oh god. Okay. Let's continue. Let's continue with this. I literally can't. Okay, so 4th grade, no. 5th grade, no. No. Okay. 7th, no. There was a Spanish teacher that I had, but she was an Irish, short, blonde, or like strawberry blonde, like orange hair, short. Like I'm talking like 4'6", like Irish girl who spoke fluent Spanish, and she was my Spanish teacher. Even in my foreign language class, I did not have a Hispanic. Oh no, I did have a Spanish person, but she sucked. No, she sucked so bad. Please, no. God, she was so bad. God. I remember one time she had us do a presentation. She was a computer programming class. She had us do a presentation where we had to make we had to design a program using like some weird like plug and play. You like insert sprites and stuff like that, and you make your own video game, or it's like a skit. And mine, I had the cat. It's like there was like this little cat, and it would walk around, and you would have to tell it what to do with the programs, and you can tell it to walk up and move its legs and stuff. And I had mine walk to the window, look out, look left and right, shed a tear, and then jump. And that was my presentation. And everyone clapped at the end. Little did they know I was struggling with deep-seated emotional trauma. Everyone clapped and cheered for my cat committing suicide in my freaking computer programming 1 class. Okay, let's move on to the TikToks. We already played the sound, whatever. We don't have to play it. Let's start with this one, to be honest. This one's fun. So this is a TikTok video of... So this guy sets up a mic in the middle of this courtyard, and the person is... Their back is facing the camera, so it's semi-anonymous. And you just reveal a secret animosity? No. Whatever. Anonymously, you can anonymously share a secret on TikTok. This is this guy's. And I think that this is a heartwarming story and uniquely an American experience.
I was addicted to meth for 5 years. And how I got clean. I was addicted to meth for 5 years, and how I got clean was buying sushi, because I would take all my tip money and go to a sushi bar, buy as much sushi as I can, and then tip $50 to $100 just the rest of my money. I realized, like, if I had money, I would spend it on meth. So I decided that I would go to a sushi bar and spend all my money. That's how I got clean. I ate sushi for 3 weeks straight. And it got to the point where I'd show up around the same time and they would have green tea waiting for me. I tried like everything off that menu. It was great. And that's how I got clean. And I'm now a year and a half clean from meth. So, good stuff. Sushi.
Sushi cures meth. Dude, that guy seems like a nice hang. You know? Addicted to sushi. Well, yes, but addicted. So that's the thing with people that get super addicted to things. I get super addicted to things, but they're like gay things, like Legos, like stupid queer shit. like magic cards, not. I mean, they're both gay, like doing magic tricks, but no, I'm talking about like the nerd Magic the Gathering, like just those cards. So just like I get addicted to things that are material, and that's why I'm scared to try. I would be scared to try anything like meth, because meth is probably better than Magic the Gathering cards, and turns out sushi is better than meth. God, that guy must know some good ass sushi places, dude. That guy must know the best freaking places to eat. He's like, hey, that they should run that ad at their sushi restaurant. Hey, if you're addicted to meth, come in here. Our sushi's so good you'll quit meth. Oh, our sushi's so okay. No, I'm. I was gonna run their ad. I was gonna run their ad, but I was not. I was gonna be their ad like this. It doesn't work because I'm on camera, but like if you, that's why like, it's kind of weird recording for YouTube because it's like I can't say no, I didn't say that because I'm recorded, right? You guys can see me. But hey, if look, if I had done the bit, it would have been funny. Admit it. Honestly, I don't really care. I'll do the bit. Oh, okay. Let's continue. Here we go. What's this one? Sometimes I forget which TikToks I pull, which ones I don't.
News that no one is talking about. Warren Buffett, one of the greatest investors of all time, has been quietly building a massive position in Occidental Petroleum, adding $8.6 billion in shares so far this year, bringing his total position to over 20% of the company. And I think I figured out why. I noticed that Occidental has spent $20 million in corporate lobbying this year alone. This is the second most of any company, just behind Amazon. And this is where it gets interesting. I did some digging and noticed that almost all of it is for something called the 45Q tax credit.
So, long story short, I forgot I pulled this one. It's interesting when you're in that zone. But Warren Buffett buying a large amount of a company that lobbies to clean the air, which I guess is a good thing. What is this one?
99, please. 1699 was the Battle of Namur. It's gonna be.
Oh, dude, this guy is so cool. This guy has Asperger's, and or I guess he's like a savant or something. But he works at this Taco Bell or works at this Wendy's, and he just goes. He knows so much information just off the top of his head. He has like a photographic memory. Listen.
99, please. 1699 was the Battle of Namur. It's going to be 301 coming back. That was England and France were getting into it. They called it King William's Wars. 1699 is the first ever publication of a slang dictionary in the English language. Have a good meal time.
Does it come with a warranty?
Price comparison space. What do you expect? Paying War, Manhattan, Northern California, all parts of Saskatchewan, and Vermont. Price participation may vary. Off-board where prohibited. See your individual retailer for complete details. Offers not combined. Some sale prices not valid in Puerto Rico, Virgin Islands, American Samoa, or Alabama. Thank you.
Dude, that guy's cool. That guy's cool. What do I gotta do to get that guy on my podcast, to be honest? Just ask him random shit. That guy probably knows so much. Oh, sorry, that was... Probably guys know so much cool shit about the United States. The wars and shit. That's the cool shit to know about. That's real shit right there, to be honest. I'm reading this book about philosophy right now. That shit's just so fucking stupid. Like, I used to be kind of into philosophy, and then I realized, like, how stupid it was. It's just, like, a bunch of people, like, thinking about thinking. Like, thinking about what it means to know knowledge. He's like, why is my hand not more real than the planet Saturn? I can't prove my hand exists any more than Saturn. Dude, like, you're just so freaking annoying. Dude, your hand is there because you can see it. And he's like, Well, I can see Saturn. How can I prove that my hand is my hand and not someone else's hand? And he makes some interesting points. What if you walk into your room and you see your desk and you're like, I've sat at this desk every single day of my life. But secretly that desk had been replaced with an exact copy. Now, is that desk your desk? No. No, it's not. It's been replaced with a copy. But see, philosophy is just so stupid. Like, it's just a waste of fucking time. Stop thinking about thinking and just think about things that actually matter. You know, like when I'm thinking, when I'm staying, you know, in my car driving, the things I'm thinking about are food, you know. For instance, driving today from Tropical Smoothie, I was thinking, I think I have one more pack of ramen noodles at home. And I did just get some new Frank's hot sauce. I think I will make that today. I think that will be my lunch today. See, these are the kinds of things that you should be thinking about. Not whether your hand is actually your hand or whether Saturn is actually Saturn. I will read the rest of the book just to be sure, but it's gay as hell. That being said, thanks for listening.